So, but before we get into the MeUndies story, you have written on your name tag, "Ask me about my undies." Has anybody taken you up on that yet?
Yes, one person.
Really?
Yeah, he's right there. He's at my table.
Nice, brave,
Yeah.
a brave man. So, I guess kind of out of context, people wouldn't understand why you're asking them that. Please kind of explain to our crowd what MeUndies is, how it came to be, and what all about the brand that you want them to ask you about.
Yeah, so basically, MeUndies, we set out to, to offer a high-end underwear and basic apparel easily, conveniently, and for an affordable price. We saw there was problems in the market with underwear. There was really only two ends of the spectrum, and we thought for clothing that people wear almost every day that there should be more options for when you want to buy it. Almost. I can't speak for everybody here.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so we were really frustrated because at one end of the spectrum you could go to a TJ Maxx, a Target, Walmart, and order a pair or buy a pair for low cost,
really cheap, buy in bulk.
Buy in bulk, right?
Right.
But those didn't fit good. They didn't look good. They reminded me of the underwear that my mom used to get me that I didn't like.
Right.
And then at the other end of the spectrum, there's the really high quality designer brands you get at the department stores, and we love those pairs of underwear. They fit great. They look great. They make you feel confident. But the problem is that they cost $30, $40 per pair, and that's quite a lot for a pair of underwear. So we saw that there was a need there for a high quality pair of underwear that costs about half the price of what the designers charge, and that's how MeUndies came about.
So I think that's so interesting because I don't think a lot of entrepreneurs would be like, oh, I'm going to go and disrupt the underwear space. I'm curious, like, what did you think your target demo was going to be? Like, who are you going after?
Well, everybody wears underwear, John. So
right.
I think everybody, that's the thing, is that for something that people wear almost every day, it's kind of funny how not a lot of people put much care into what underwear they're wearing. Not until they have that first pair that they really love. And that's kind of crazy, right? I mean, there's a stat out there actually that we like to call upon sometimes, that guys actually hold on to a single pair of underwear in their rotation for about 7 years, and it's because they don't have time to go to the store.
7 years?
7 years. Yeah.
I'm going to fact check that, but that's
insane. Please do. It's disgusting. But anyway, yeah. So they hold on to their underwear because they don't want to go to the store and buy it. It's a task that's mundane. They don't want to do it. It's inconvenient, and guys just kind of overlook that. Yeah. So we created this brand that made it convenient because you could order online. It was shipped right to your door. We even had a subscription service so that you can sign up and receive our pair of the month, which is we call it the design of the month. It's a new limited edition pair every month. So guys didn't have to worry about replenishing their underwear. They had fresh pairs coming on a monthly basis, and it was affordable, and it was the high quality underwear that they had never seen before.
I think the delivery aspect is interesting, and it's like a lot of different new kind of consumer brands that are brought up that are all about delivery into your home and their subscriptions or clubs or what have you. Why did you think that was going to be so important in kind of building this thing out of nothing?
Well, I think it was more about the experience more than anything else. So yeah, there was definitely the convenience factor, but then there's also the unique experience. So on top of the fact that we have this direct-to-consumer brand, we also are completely vertically integrated. So from manufacturing to design to marketing, building our website, we have our own tech team. We have shipping and fulfillment in-house. We don't use a 3PL, and so we're able to own every part of the basically the whole from when the underwear is created to when our customer receives it at their door. We own that whole experience, and we can offer a really unique experience to the customer through that. And it's building that brand that's yeah, obviously convenient, but also a unique experience. That's something that other underwear brands up until this point haven't been able to do. You look at like a brand like Calvin Klein, for example. It's very black and white. It's very mundane. It doesn't have personality, and on top of that, it also has a huge Calvin Klein logo. So you're basically a walking advertisement. And we wanted to change.
Presuming
that.
you're walking around in your underwear, right?
Yeah, yeah. You know what the kids these days do.
Well, I think that's good. What is in reporting about you guys? What I know the MeUndies brand. How would you describe it? It's very sexy. I would
Yeah.
say I would tell everyone to check out your Instagram right now, but I'm afraid that they would not listen to another word that we have to say.
Yeah, don't do it yet. Do it later at MeUndies. Yeah, I would say, that's touching upon the same thing, how, other brands were so mundane. They're so utilitarian in the fact that it's, oh yeah, you need underwear, buy our underwear, get it simple. Ours is, it's much more personality driven. We have tons of colors, all the different designs. We want it to be a fun experience. We don't want to you shouldn't take underwear too seriously, basically. And when you see an ad for a Diesel, and there's a huge Hercules-looking guy up there, and he's like got this serious face on, it's like, we're not that. We wanted to have more fun with it. We're young guys that started it, and we wanted to have fun with our underwear and make something that people would enjoy.
And you founded this brand when?
About 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
And so where is it at now?
Man, so now we're doing some really great things now. We're really starting to grow at an extremely fast rate. We've kind of started to take this approach where we care more about building the brand as opposed to kind of direct response and point of sale type things. So we have TV commercials that don't have a call to action at the end, for example. We have billboard campaigns that's just a great photo with our logo on it. We do all these different branding campaigns where there's no call to action. We're not worried about if that person goes and buys right then and there. We're more worried about them learning who we are, getting to know our personality, and there's going to be a connection there because people, underwear is kind of funny. Everyone in this room laughs when I get up on the stage, usually talk about underwear, because people don't want to take underwear seriously.
I find it fascinating that you guys don't. Do you guys do any DR? Do you guys do some?
Yeah, I find it good to have a balance, of course, and
Right.
we do. We have retargeting, we have other DR campaigns. We definitely do our fair share of online advertising, but the bulk of what we do is this branding work and brand awareness, and that's it's really actually paying off because about 70% of our sales every month come from repeat customers. So it's that brand alliance that we're creating with these kind of branding plays where we'll put out a piece of content from an unknown director that we know in LA that has nothing to do with underwear at all, but we put it out there because we think it's cool, and people respect that, and I think they keep coming back because of that.
That's incredibly interesting for an e-commerce business, which you guys are, and especially for a young one. You would think that consumer acquisition and being very heavy-handed in that would be very important.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing: is that we're an apparel brand that happens to only sell through e-commerce at the moment. I think that that's kind of the way that the industry is going in all of apparel, all of brands right now, is that the big brands that you're going to see all over retail in about 10, 20 years are going to be all started as e-commerce brands and then evolve slowly into the big retailers. So you look at brands like Warby Parker, Bonobos, all opening retail locations. I think that's something that we see, and it's that branding play that it gives us that direct response doesn't give you that same kind of longevity that a branding play does. And for us, this is a long-term thing for us. We're not just trying to make a quick buck right now and move on. We want to build this brand that people know and love, and hopefully soon, in the next few years, we can have a brand that's more of a household name.
It seems by virtue of being vertically integrated and being kind of young, you guys have solved one of the challenges that a lot of brands here have talked about, and that's not being able to collaborate across divisions. But you guys also do a lot of collaboration with other brands. I was hoping you could tell us about some of those.
Yeah, so
and specifically what they do for the MeUndies brand in collaborating with these other companies.
Of course. So whenever we collaborate with another brand, there's a few things that we're looking to do with it. Obviously they need to be a brand that we like. If we don't like them, we don't like what they stand for, we're not going to partner with them, but that's obvious. Now, the other things we look at is like how many people will see this that wouldn't normally know who we are. How many more new faces can we reach with these? And then also, does the partnership that we're doing, is that going to give us, is that going to reinforce our brand, our ideas of convenience, comfort, unique experiences? Like, for example, a recent partnership that we did that got some notoriety was with an alcohol delivery app that's kind of like the Uber for alcohol, called Saucy. And it's, you place an order on your app, and a six-pack will come to your door if you need booze late at night or something like that. And what we did was we partnered with them, and they're an on-demand app, right? So it's within 20 minutes you'll get it.
Gotcha.
And so what we did was we created this partnership where we made MeUndies sleepover packs. And a sleepover pack included a pair of underwear, a pair of our socks, a t-shirt, disposable toothbrush, and a pair of sunglasses, cheap
Right,
sunglasses.
okay.
And
So
you
I
could-
would get a bottle of booze and a change of clothes for the next morning, were I to meet somebody, theoretically. and
Exactly.
Share a couple drinks. Okay, no,
Yeah.
I get it, yeah.
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 It makes total sense, right? And that's the thing, is that no other underwear brand could do that, because everyone takes themselves too seriously. Like, we know that sometimes you're gonna order a bottle of booze late at night, and maybe you don't want to go home after that.
Interesting.
So it's and that's a unique experience, you know. It's like not always can you order, you know, can you put those two things together like that, and that's like the idea of having fun with it, you know. That builds a brand. People are attracted to when a brand is not afraid to do things because they think it's fun and think it's cool.
Well, but what about for MeUndies? I mean, do you guys have any worries when working with other brands that maybe they won't be able to carry your message and who you guys are trying to be?
Well, that's a worry, but you know, any brand that we're going to partner with, if we have that worry, then we're probably not going to go through with the partnership.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's you know, as basically when it comes to our partnerships, it's can they deliver convenience like what we need to have is convenience, which is what these on-demand, you know, applications do. It gets our product to them at even more convenience than what our e-commerce, you know, platform and subscription model does. But then it also adds, you know, that unique experience that you know, that we're all about, you know. So
Yeah, you have to be pretty poor at planning to be like, I need a pair of underwear like now.
well, come on, it's not about poor planning. It's about maybe something comes up that you weren't expecting.
No, I think it's very interesting.
Yeah.
But you guys are exploring more kind of on-demand partnerships like these. And take me through any others you might have done, or why you see that being something worth pursuing for you guys.
Okay, yeah. So there's actually one of my favorites. You know, actually the alcohol delivery one wasn't my favorite. My favorite was this one that we did with Washio. I don't know if you're familiar with Washio. They're a laundry, on-demand laundry service. They'll come and pick up your laundry.
Uber for laundry.
Uber for laundry, basically.
Gotcha.
And their ninjas will, you know, go out, get your laundry all done and folded up, and they'll give it back to you within 24 hours. And so we saw them doing that, and we decided to reach out because we thought that, you know, when do we do laundry? It's when we're down to that last pair of underwear. That's when we really have to do it, and that's when we wait until the last second. Like a lot of guys, we wait till that last second to do it. So like, what would be something that we could give to kind of ease the pain there? And it was easy. When someone orders to get their, you know, laundry picked up on Washio, when that person places an order, let's get their underwear size. Let's give them a free pair of MeUndies to get them through that 24-hour period.
And how did it work? I mean, did you guys make some returning customers?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, we had a huge return customer rate, and we did that up in San Francisco, and San Francisco has ever since been growing. You know, pair that with some of the billboards we put up there, and that's the kind of whole branding aspect. It's not really, you know, direct response. It's like, wow, this underwear company is awesome. They're helping me through the hardest time of my life when I don't have a pair of underwear.
Instagram is obviously a big channel for you guys. And it kind of speaks to this irreverent kind of young base that you're going after and kind of tone.
Right.
But you guys have changed how you guys are using it. Now you're using it more to collaborate with your customers. And tell me a little bit about the impetus for that and the thinking behind it.
Right. So yeah, you mentioned that we're making a change, and when we first came out, you know, we just wanted to get our own imagery out there. It was more of a messaging tool. We told customers about new products. We showcased our newest photo shoots. You know, the typical boring brand stuff that you would see on an Instagram. So we decided, you know, let's move away from that, and we kind of started doing this when we realized that, you know, our customers, they care so much about us, and we care so much about them. They're not really like our customers, and more of like our extended family, right? So like the MeUndies employees, we're all a family, and then there's the extended family, which reaches out to the customers. And so when we started doing that, we started using hashtag MeUndiesFamily. And we saw that our customers started taking lots of photos of themselves, hashtagging MeUndiesFamily, and then we would see the good ones that we liked, and we would put them up on our own Instagram.
In their underwear.
In their
I would say,
underwear,
Wearing
yeah.
your product.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's hard to get people to take pictures of themselves in their underwear.
Yeah, I would say, and put it out so publicly.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, I don't think they understand that we're going to put them up on our own Instagram when we do that to our, you know, big following, but I always
Yeah, you
ask
might
their
want to
permission.
disclose that.
I always
mean,
ask their
just like-
permission first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, then that's excellent. And that is all the time that we have. Greg, thank
Cool.
you so much. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
No problem.
Greg will also be hosting a breakout session